On the health drive today, we're asking, can chocolate be part of your longevity routine? And is paddle a good sport to keep you healthy? We're chatting with Ollie, a chocolatier, a real-life Willy Wonka, and Nick Bianke from the firm Bianke, who make high-end furniture. We're going to learn all things chocolate, all things paddle, a bit of ADHD thrown in for good measure. Let's meet the boys and go on the health drive. It is welcome to Nick and Ollie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Andre.
The Sofa Stories guys.
Yeah.
And this is different for you because you're now the focus of a pod rather than having to do it yourself.
Very true.
And
nice.
you'll see what it's like from the other side.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I love your studio setup, by the way, Dr. Andre. This is fantastic.
I'm learning as I go. Yeah.
Literally, as you
There have
drive.
been episodes whereby there's been no sound.
Okay.
And I've had to go back and do it over again. But I'm getting better every single time. And this is the idea of this podcast. Is it Oxford Natural is my company.
Yeah.
It is natural. Okay. We are not scripted. We are not edited. Okay.
Love that.
It will run as it runs. Whatever happens, happens. And we have this amazing, film it later, this narrow driveway to get out of.
Oh,
which
tricky.
is
Breathing in as we go out.
and I think
chocolate
is it
towers.
quite if we go right here, is it quite sort of countrified and things? Is it
Yeah,
a nice
absolutely.
place to go?
If you can get
I
out.
would. You can go up towards Chapel on Frith or something like that.
Let's
or
go
down
there.
the bypass.
Let's
or
go. It's a
something.
straight road there, isn't it?
Yeah,
pretty
it
much?
is, yeah.
We'll head there.
Straight through Whaley Bridge.
And this
yeah.
is, look, we emerge here from and the beepers are going off. It doesn't want us to be here, does it?
This is the drama of the podcast.
Yeah,
isn't it? I love
it
it.
is.
God, these
Sound
tracks.
effects.
So this is, when did you start your podcast? It is about...
MB, over to you.
Yeah, we started Dr. Andre in June last year. June 24. Yeah, June 24, wasn't it?
It was indeed. So we've done over a year and about 70 episodes. I
Well,
think.
going back to
Yeah.
Christmas Day I remember in 23, I remember saying, my dad asked me, he said, what do you want to do next year, anything? And I said, I'm going to do a pod. And he's like, what's a podcast? But I didn't really understand what it was going to do. Maybe it was just it was going to just be me, very Origi Bianchi, family business, furniture. And then just didn't it? Just like transpired like, fortuitously. Ollie, you had a pod, didn't you, with someone else, didn't you?
I think it's like Dr. Andre said, like we always say, ready, fire, aim, you just do it, you learn as you go. Like you say, you knew you wanted to do a podcast, you didn't necessarily know what or with who. And we had a chat, you're renowned for your fantastic voice notes after a paddle game, and Richard Arnold said, NB, this needs to be a podcast.
Of course, yeah, Rich Arnold.
And I'd done bits and pieces in the past. You know what, it is a really good medium to kind of practice the repetition of communication and trying to explain how you feel and what things mean to you. So I feel like it's an art form, isn't it?
Well, I remember the first episode, and we got it done actually just where we started Dr. Andre at Choc Towers, Choc Studio.
Yeah.
And Ollie worked his magic to get it all ready. And then on a Saturday morning, I'm just cooking an omelette at home. And I just see this thing on my phone, and it says, Ollie the Choc has invited you to be a collaborator. And that's basically, it's telling the world then, isn't it? Or just like my friend, there's a pod, episode 1 is live.
Because you're from very different angles here. So Nick, so everyone knows, Origi Bianchi is this amazing furniture centre, furniture store, a family business, generational, famous across the country, but based in Macclesfield. Beautiful store there, and a hallmark of quality, of the finest. That is the way I always think of it.
That's really kind,
Ollie, different for you.
Yeah, very different.
No.
Still finest quality.
A chocolatier, and a self-proclaimed Wonka man.
Yeah, absolutely.
In that sense.
Yeah.
Just running around the nation, creating happiness and joy through performance and combining that with chocolate, which is probably the first thing I wanted to discuss, because chocolate and health, I think there's a very interesting discussion there. The health drive is all about prevention being better than cure. This new wave of let's not get ill, let's not get sick. How do we do that? Life is a mess. And by that, I mean it's how we move, how we eat, how we sleep, and how we smile. Okay, when I say it's a mess, okay. And it's about achieving the best balance of those we can. Mm-hmm. And I don't know anybody or anybody of any age who is not influenced by chocolate in some way.
True.
It is ubiquitous, it is everywhere. So I want to get down to, first of all, our first chocolate memories.
Okay.
Don't go away. We'll be back with Ollie and Nick after this short message. Hi, Dr. Andre here. Well, thanks for watching The Health Drive, and check out our all-natural supplement range, Optimum Day and Night. Now, thousands of people in the UK, the USA and beyond have been using the Oxford Natural supplements to get better sleep, better energy and better overall well-being. Optimum Day, which I always use, is designed to boost energy, to curb cravings, and to keep your metabolism firing all day. Optimum Night, well, that's different. That helps you to relax, to sleep deeply, and to restore while your body is recharging overnight. Now, they aren't magic pills. They are a science-based way to help you feel your best. We've had such great results. Check out Michael Owen, the England footballer, Robbie Lyle from AFTV, Linda, a PI lawyer, Anita, an immigration lawyer, and Owen from United View. All of them have found better control of their daily habits, better mood, energy, focus. And now it's your turn. So scan the QR code, click the link, and use the code word DRIVE for 70% off your first order. Oxford Natural. No gimmicks, no needles, just results. Let's get to it.
Love that.
Because everyone has a favourite chocolate bar or chocolate event, I suppose. So for you, I think it was different to other kids because you actually have a family business involving chocolate.
That's right.
So your first chocolate memories would be?
You know, mum and dad making chocolates at home, and so therefore we had a small room in the house, like a little chocolate factory, if you like, just mum and dad. Chocolate comes from Belgium. They make all the truffles and chocolate gifts and things. And, you know, early years, me and my little sister being a bit cheeky and sneaking downstairs in the middle of the night to get
Just imagine
that. And then being caught out because we dropped some and left a trail of evidence going up to our bedroom door. So genuinely, that was it. But so it was always a novelty. It wasn't something that we were given on tap as much as we wanted. And I remember mum and dad being extremely busy, obviously at Christmas time. And dad used to always give us I remember getting Home Alone on VHS, and that would like occupy us for a bit while they worked late. So we just sit and watch Home Alone. They might give us a little packet of chocolate buttons to eat. And it was just memories of mum and dad making chocolates from home, the smell of it, particularly as you go downstairs into what was part of the garage that had been turned into this little chocolate factory, such a sweet smell. And then Halloween trick-or-treaters queuing up down the driveway, and my dad coming into our school to do a demonstration for our primary school class, and all the kids asking, how many chocolates do you make in a day, Mr. Dunn? How many chocolates do you make in a year, Mr. Dunn? So he's like, I don't know. So that was my first experiencing not just chocolate, but the joy that it brought to people, which I definitely say planted a seed with me.
I mean, that's really interesting that you're not just simply a consumer at this point. Your family is actually creating other kids' chocolate memories.
Yeah, that's right.
So were you allowed to have maybe these chocolate experiences that maybe Nick and I would have had, whereby you go out and you buy a bar of chocolate and experience it? Would that have been frowned upon in the Dunn household?
It wasn't frowned upon. No, it wasn't, because people often say that, you know, like Cadbury's, was it a swear word in your house and stuff? We had advent calendars, and we had, you know, selection boxes at Christmas time. So you know, some of those memories for me are literally opening probably a Cadbury's advent calendar and the excitement of that. So I understood chocolate from a general perspective as well, like other children. The magic of it.
Do you know, there was a time, and Nick and I will remember this, won't we, Nick, where there was no chocolate in an advent calendar, when it was just pictures of a robin.
To see what picture you got.
And that was, I don't know why, Nick, why was that exciting?
I did. It was the month of Christmas, the mystery. You know what again? And obviously it's expectation, isn't it? You know, you didn't know what it's going to be. Yeah, you didn't know what it's going to be.
I have a memory of that though. But I almost, that memory of opening to see those pictures was even more exciting than getting chocolate.
It's odd.
Do you think?
Yeah, it's weird. And Christmas Eve was always like 2 doors. It was always the nativity scene, wasn't it?
Of course, that was.
And
the
that was
one,
like a big.
it? Yeah.
It was like this was maybe for us. It was the countdown. It was the fact that another day has gone by. That's the issue. That is the issue here.
Closer.
But it was a big deal. I don't know why they ever needed to bring the chocolate. Not that I'm against that. I understand, but
true.
It was an
Well, it goes back what you said about chocolate bringing happiness, and it was probably
Yeah.
just like
what would be the ultimate like surprise chocolate?
and every kid's going to eat a piece of chocolate in the morning, aren't they?
Absolutely.
They're not going to turn that down.
You will not turn it down.
Where have we just gone through Disley before?
Yeah.
So where's this chocolate?
So this is
looks beautiful.
I used to live up here. This is Newtown. So we've just gone through Disney. Newtown.
New
Mills is going to be up here on the left, and then Whaley Bridge up on the right. It is lovely up here.
I rarely go because when I'm driving to Choc, I just come to Choc Studios and that's it. I very rarely venture further north.
In the hills here,
Up to the Peak District.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I couldn't think of a better Monday morning to do
I
this.
know, it's great, isn't it?
Dr.
How
Andre's
lovely is
van.
it? So cool.
So, can I press you on the chocolate bar that you would remember as being a childhood staple?
I've got just the answer. So, high school days, we had vending machines. Don't think that's a thing anymore. Not healthy. But I used to get a toffee crisp bar out of the vending machine, and I loved the crunch, and I loved the caramel, and it had all the textures. And funnily enough, if you fast forward to now, my signature chocolate I call the Holy Grail, and we're quite excited about it at the moment. We've just got it trademarked and everything, and new packaging and stuff. We're talking about getting it in a Riga Bianke.
Well, we are. Yeah.
Really cool. So, but actually, you look at the Holy Grail, it's got the Anglesey sea salt, the crushed cookie, and the salted caramel pieces. So it is almost like a deconstructed toffee crisp.
So this is what you're recreating, is given the
nostalgia,
the Dunn twist to this, to take it, to elevate it, to
absolutely
to Bianke it.
We're taking it. We're taking it.
And you know what? I was at a Rigi's on Thursday night. You had the big open event, Christmas shopping event, and I had the packets of Holy Grail on sale and samples, and people were literally eating the samples. And I said to a few people, I know this sounds a bit weird, but I just love watching people eat this chocolate.
Is that right?
You literally see them disappear to another place. So you're taking them somewhere else because you can see them working it all out, and they're going, salt, chocolate. That's a bit.
It's that fusion of all these different flavours.
Yeah.
It's great that you've got this kind of signature brand.
Yeah.
Obviously, you do amazing chocolate, but you've got this. But also, as well, Dr. Andre, have you ever tasted this Dubai bar?
Oh, this is the pistachio with I've not tasted your rendition of that.
Right. So
Ed
that was
Rollinson loves that, Tiago and all that lot. Yeah,
absolutely. So that was the Dubai pistachio and with the Holy Grail on the back, and that was pretty good. I could eat a whole bar. But
What about Nick? Nick is a chocolate bar that would be your childhood go-to.
I was just thinking that when you were asking Ollie that. Sometimes, Dr. Andre, I'll just call him Choc, okay, for the purpose of I just call him Choc, but we all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I was just transported to Prestbury Post Office in 1977. I seem to remember Curly Whirly.
yes.
Okay.
But I don't want to be called out on that. They say, it didn't come out to the 80s. But I genuinely feel that I ate that. And that was something I remembered in my childhood.
One of the weird things I find with chocolate or childhood memories of products like that is you tend to remember the first time it appeared in the local newsagent or something as being the day it was made. And that's when it first came out. When you look back, like Curly Whirly goes back to like the 30s or something. I'm not kidding. It's remarkable. These things have been around, but we remember the first time we see them, or we are tall enough to see above the counter, or have the money to actually buy it. Oh, that must be new.
That's when the door has opened into that world for us, isn't it?
But you know what? Sorry, just touching on this. On chocolate, within the village at Prestbury, they had Stafford Beach, the late Stafford Beach's chocolate box. And that was obviously quite an iconic place. In fact, your dad talked about it, didn't he, in his podcast?
He did.
In our podcast with Dad. And that smell in there when you came in, and there was all those like in jars. And so that's probably a memory as well. The those who live in Prestbury of a certain age will remember the chocolate box. Yeah, that's definitely it.
Because chocolate is one of those rare things, which there are only two things that smell and taste the same. There's only two things. Okay, chocolate is one.
Water.
So therefore, you get just drying up there.
Thank you. Yeah, it must be.
So chocolate smells the same, tastes the same. So it's that sort of gratification you get from having picked up the whiff, and the taste gives the same the same experience. I mean, lavender is the other. So, and there are no lavendeers or lavender shops.
True.
So, but then for me, it was always there's two. There's Turkish Delight, the fries.
I was going to say,
one.
what was yours?
Yeah, Turkish Delight and a bar called Old Jamaica, which was like a dark chocolate with like a rum flavoured.
I think you told me this one.
And it had it was a Cadbury's bar. On the front was like a galleon, like a Spanish galleon from the Caribbean. So either I'm being transported to like a Bedouin tent somewhere, or the high seas to chase down a pirate in my official
a pirate ship that's exporting cocoa beans from Africa back to.
But I think it does transport us. That is important. I think when we come about the health benefits of chocolate, because really we wouldn't say eat 2 pounds of chocolate every day. Okay,
No.
Probably frowned upon in that sense. I tend to have an 80-20 view on life. If you do well 80% of the time, and blow out 20%, that probably is a realistic balance to achieve, and takes the stress out of being perfect all the time. And probably the same with chocolate. Probably the healthiest type of chocolate probably is getting towards the darker side, isn't it?
It's probably 80%.
Probably 80%. That's right. Yeah, remarkably. You see how it works out.
Good player percentages. I like that.
And so, because it has this cocoa flavonoids,
Yes.
and these are serotonin. So there's definitely a mind buzz from chocolates.
That's right.
There's a beneficial cardiovascular effect.
Yeah.
These flavonols, they create a bit of nitrous oxide in the endothelial cells, getting technical now.
So Dr. Andre knows the actual science of it. I understand, but you fully have that,
so
what it
impressive, isn't it?
actually does. And dark chocolate really does have those properties, doesn't it? It's
good to know that.
polyphenols. And,
I mean, as a health view, one of the biggest battles in all of health is maintaining the integrity of the cells, this thin layer of cells that line your blood vessels.
Okay.
They are so crucial. The health of those often determines life expectancy, health, everything. Because when they start to break down, get sticky, get annoyed, things gather on them, glue to them, stick on them. And when they occlude and block, they can't supply the zone they're meant to be supplying blood to. You get restrictions and then strokes, heart disease, complications, end organ failure. So these little cells, they love nitrous oxide. It widens the cell, it makes them less sticky, and the cocoa flavonols, they promote that. So that's why chocolate has a potential.
You learn something every
very,
day.
very
I love
useful.
that, because you've just taken a really lovely subject, chocolate, but you've done a real deep dive there, Dr. Andre, and like stuff I didn't know. Cool. I just know you just kind of, there's that common perception, isn't it? That dark chocolate is good for you, isn't it?
But we don't necessarily know why.
No, you don't know why. You know?
So if you can throw in darker chocolate now and then, it's not as nice. Okay, it's not quite as it's not quite the same experience.
Yeah.
But I think again, if you can combine the two, whereby you have your chocolate treats, I think that's actually fantastic, because I mean, you know how you feel when, I mean, if I said to you, if I gave you a toffee crisp, and Nick, I gave you a curly whirly, and these would be lowbrow.
Good though, doesn't it?
They'd be lowbrow things, but just the holding it in your hand, the sensation, the look of the packaging, the sound of the tear, the first taste would all be powerful in terms of triggering memory, childhood happiness.
It's all sensory, isn't it?
The innocence of things. And so that's why I think it's nice to have chocolate in the life.
I think that's why chocolate has such nostalgia, doesn't it? Because our brain stores things, doesn't it? Like taste and smell and all those kind of sensory things. It almost literally transports us back. It's like the smell of perfume, or maybe our first Davidoff Cool Water or Tommy Hilfiger that I had in high school.
I bet you'd have been a Fahrenheit guy, wouldn't you?
No, I didn't actually have
powerful.
that.
That's quite powerful.
Yeah.
It's most potent. Did anybody wear that Fahrenheit?
I don't think so, but I remember it was very boof in your face. But I don't know. That was a kind of.
It was Fahrenheit, an eternity for men, and all the women wore poison.
It did,
And they were very reckoned. Yeah, smell is most linked to memory.
Yes. Okay. Smell mainly.
Absolutely.
So that smell, going back to the chocolate box in Prestbury, in that definitely conjures up a memory. Or even going back to your old school or something like that. You know, just that
it does.
Smell.
No, absolutely.
It triggers a memory.
Triggers.
So certainly, I've tasted your Holy Grail chocolate before.
Yeah.
I've had a pot of that, and it is upper level.
Well, the fact you sold out and all that at the event on Thursday, Origis? You sold out.
I honestly think that caused a stir, the fact that it's sold out, because there was a frenzy over it. People wanted to buy it, but then for the last kind of hour, I was still giving some samples, but I said, I can't sell this to you because I've sold out. But people coming over and saying, I heard you've sold out. Like, it almost created a bit of a buzz. It stimulates more.
But it's that Dubai buy, it's literally on allocation, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
It's the same thing. That obviously that scarcity creates a bit of demand, you know?
Yeah.
Where are we now? We're in Newtown.
Newtown.
I feel like a taxi driver. I feel like, you know, my ears are popping.
We're going higher. We're going up.
Let's go higher, Dr. Andre.
Take us
We get into the hills where it looks like, remember the start of Rainbow?
By the way, Dr. Andre, can I just say, you've got the most soothing voice. You are hypnotized. Honestly, I genuinely, most of the country.
You should do like recorded video, like a
are
nice
you feeling
that?
Someone has mentioned I should do things you can listen to at night.
Honestly, Dr. Andre,
drift off.
Dr. Sam, you're a very lucky person, because like I said, I'm just like listening back, just kicking back with my coffee, and I'm just you've got such a great voice.
So
you could be on the Calm app.
Yeah, that's right.
Calm app. Dr. Andre on the Calm app.
Let's do it.
So chocolates, I think, should be in everyone's life. Okay, in all things in moderation. I think it's wonderful.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Now moving on to, I think, Nick.
Yeah.
Because this is what I really wanted to chat to you about in terms of paddle.
Yes.
Now, obviously, the health drive is about movement, eating, sleep, and smiling.
Yeah.
And paddle, which has exploded, is certainly movement, and from what I can see, a lot of smiling.
Yeah.
So can you put into any words how paddle has become so popular, exploded in the last few years?
I read a report, and someone came up with the context of competitive socializing, and I thought that's it there, and I thought that's hit the nail on the head for me, because everyone does like a bit of competitiveness, but it's done in this social context, which obviously precedes or post-event, having a coffee, or if you're more partial to a premium beer or something like that, you can have that, but it's just that feeling, but that competition, but you're very much engaged throughout the 60 minutes, 90 minutes, which was typically the duration of the games. And but you're playing with friends, you're playing with people, strangers, and but you're all bound by this absolute love of this game. And I just don't know. I'm 53 now, Dr. Andre, and I just don't know the sport which has absolutely hit me personally. And Choc, you're the same, aren't you? And it's just unbelievable. And the explosion is.
Where are people coming from to this sport? Are they drifting from other sports to it? Are they just arising from nowhere? Just
I think that's a really good question. I think you've got people who are kind of pivoting from say squash or tennis, but then you've got those who've never really done racket sports either, and they're just trying it out, and it's a game where you can get of a competent level quite quickly, so that gives you confidence, doesn't it? And I think it's a game played with kids. You can do that with families. You know, you see many times, like, you know, typical family of four, you just, you know, mum and dad and son and daughter. You play the what's that one in Soul Timers at Soul Paddle Club? Have got like for the older over 60s.
Yeah, it's great.
The old Soul Timers.
Love it.
And they've got, but not yet. I mean, the Paddle Club do some good initiatives for older people, and obviously at our age group, you know, you've got that 20 through to kind of like 50s, and everyone's playing, and
so inclusive.
So inclusive. You don't have to be majorly skilled to become reasonably adept at it.
I think that's the thing. It's not. I think
Okay.
if you're trying to invent golf now, you probably would never invent it because it's so many different. It's so difficult.
Yeah.
But it's such a great sport.
There's
I love
something
golf.
about it that's addictive, and I think it's you know, even the sound of the ball hitting the racket or the feeling of hitting the ball.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think
it's that
a
bit of ASMR.
Yeah, a little bit of that, and then it's.
I thought you were going to say the opening of the balls because everyone.
Yeah, they come with that as
The
well.
smell of
The smelling
Exactly.
of genuinely,
the
that is a
paddle ball.
moment, isn't it? You
There
Will
is that,
Perry
yeah.
and all that. You know,
Pop
they open
and
pop
the can
Absolutely.
pop in the can of
Once
the
you
balls.
pop, you can't stop. But I think with every game, you notice incremental improvements, and I think that's addictive to the brain because you're like, oh, that was good. Like I'm seeing this game improve. I'm not getting worse. I think sometimes in golf and stuff, it can be quite frustrating. But I feel like paddle, the more you play,
I think genuinely, the more you play, and you know, Ollie, you were just saying before we got the coffees, you were saying, you know, like you finish that hosting the Cheshire Business Awards got home at midnight and you were
Yeah.
on court at
7.
6. Oh, 7, yeah.
Well, that's
You were up at
impressive.
6.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there was a drive
Yeah.
to get there early and
Absolutely.
not let people down. And even then,
that's it. You are accountable to those other 3 players, and you think sometimes, oh, crikey, why have I done this? You know, I've only had 5 hours sleep or something. But for the rest of that day, I played 2 hours of paddle. We normally only play an hour and a half, but you know, it was a great 2 hours, and I'm accidentally exercising because I wouldn't be booking myself a fitness class at that time.
No.
I'd be thinking, oh, I've got the ball and I've got the awards the night before on a busy day. It's probably not the right thing to do. I'd have really enjoyed it. I'm not thinking about anything else during that time, and it set me up for the day and for the night.
Well, exactly. So it's like you're accidentally doing it, but like I said, would you be motivated unless you're training for a marathon? Would you have got up and done a run? Probably not.
No,
Your body, you probably say, well, I better listen to my body.
Exactly,
I'm not tired.
yeah.
But you're getting up, you paddle, you're playing with other 3, and actually just on a kind of deeper level with alcohol, for example, like I think now for me, and Chuck, I think you're the same. When we go out, I want layers to my evening, Dr. Andre. I don't just want meet at the usual. It'd be like meet in a pub at 7:30 and you're lining up for 4, 5, 6, whatever pints. And don't get me wrong, there was an event on Saturday, really good paddle event at the Paddle Club in Trafford City with Destination Florida, and that went from 12 till 5, 12 till 6, and then there was beers after within the club. Now that's fine. I was driving, but you could end up staying there till 10 o'clock. But it felt you've done 3 hours of paddle, you're mixing it. And I think people want more than just going out and drinking.
Yeah.
I think, and
More of an
I'm
experience
drinking
activity, a bit of physical, some movement.
So that competitive socialising, going back to my original answer,
Yeah.
I think ticks the box, because that for me is the perfect afternoon, evening.
Yeah.
You know. And,
I think if you can narrow the drinking window, I think this is quite important, because if the event starts boozy, then really only booze can keep it going as the hours go by. Whereas if there is more going on, as you say, the social, the playing, the hours are ticking by. Getting drunk wouldn't make paddle any better, would it? I imagine. In fact, it would make it quite irritating and annoying.
exactly.
You'd be missing the ball, laughing your head off. You would not. You would not want. In a 4-person game, if one was completely hammered, it does not improve it. Okay.
No.
But quid pro quo, like equally, if you've lined up for a 7 a.m. game the following day, you have a responsibility to the other 3, he or she.
Yeah.
You don't want to come in leathered and be on 3 hours sleep. And it's one thing working a night sober, but you're not on great sleep, but you're still on form.
Yeah.
So I think that it's cut my whole drinking. We're going back to that brilliant interview we did with Dr. Sam, wasn't it? You know, talk about alcohol.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, whatever can get in the way of alcohol, I think is useful. And I think there is a movement away from just the pure drinking is what the night is.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good movement. I think.
But don't you remember, Doctor, if you look at those big bars like Revolution in Winslow, there were queues and queues and queues if you came back at a certain hour from somewhere. They're dead, they're gone. If you drive through kind of Oldley Edge at 11 p.m, it's on a Friday night. Yeah. Coming back from a concert on Friday night from Manchester, and I just drove through Oldley, and dead.
Yep.
So what is that? Why is that?
And then bars and clubs closing, Pilates studios, yoga studios, paddle courts opening.
Exactly, Chuck.
There's a shift, isn't there?
I think so. I think it would be, for me as a lifelong non-drinker, I got drunk when I was 7, and I've never been drunk since.
Oh wow, okay.
We need a debrief on that, Doctor. 7. It was just like you say 17. That's a debrief.
I did this little sort of Hoover thing where I went around on Christmas Day and just hoovered the drinks, and then woke up middle of Boxing Day, having missed a lot of things. So by the time I was 8, I'd done it all. You know?
Yeah. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
It's like, what else have you got, world? You know. And so.
It's a shame we're turning around. I feel like we could go to Sheffield. I just want to listen to your voice.
We've nearly got off. We just need one more person on a game of paddle.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so I think, I think as a non-boozer, it's quite nice that any way in which we can preserve this part of the evening where there's less booze, which is fundamentally the best part of the evening.
But don't get me wrong. I mean, like I said, after the event, I had a couple of canyons, half, and that's lovely. And, but it's just. Yes, it's just perfect. It's just great.
Now, I do get concerned sometimes by people adopting a new sport in terms of injuries.
Yeah,
because there will be a lot of injuries. when we do something new.
Yes.
Now, have you suffered any novel paddle injuries since switching to that?
Shock, I don't know about you. 2 years ago, I trapped a nerve in my neck, which kind of diverted through to my arm, which was absolutely horrific pain-wise. Which must have been paddle. It's got to have been. It felt like it was in my shoulder blade, but it was actually referred from my neck down, and it created this like real pain down my arm. So if I turn right, the majority of injuries that I see are kind of like ACLs, medial injuries, calves, Achilles tendons. I don't know about you, Chuck.
I had like a groin strain at one point. That was weird. And then it kind of, I felt it more when I was on court, and then it just went. So I was quite concerned about it for about a week, and then it just went.
So I think with your neck issue there, that probably, dare I say, if I can use this term, was probably degenerate.
Possibly.
More than trauma related. That type of issue is often just a genetic time clock, whereby the disc just has a degradation time, and then it puffs, it swells, some of the layers crack, the jelly inside moves along, pinches the nerve, and that'll either stay or calm down. So interesting again, when the disc is like a jelly donut, it's like jelly in the middle and then fibrous husk in a ring around, and when the rings break, the jelly moves to the outside, eventually it deforms it so it's not round, it's sort of like bulbous, and the bulbous bit presses on a nerve, and when each crack occurs, it releases nitrous oxide, that thing we mentioned before, which is intrinsically painful and causes local muscle spasm. So you wind up with this inflammation and spasm and the new deformation, and when the spasm goes down and the swelling goes down, often the deformation is not enough to cause lifelong issues, and you just adapt to it. So that probably was more degenerate. But things I tend to see are things like golfer's elbow, tennis elbow.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
These are
tennis elbow.
And these are different. They're not degenerate. They are generally repetition, chronic spasm in the muscle, tendon overload, maybe poor technique, incorrect grip size. These things are very important to
tennis
consider.
elbow, that gets mentioned a lot. I was thinking more kind of like the legs and meniscus and all that, but actually tennis elbow and stuff.
Because it's a very painful condition.
And you can't do anything about that, can you? You have to just leave it, or is there a treatment for that?
There's plenty of things for it. If you want to jump on that early. And generally physio specific exercises. Because what's happening is that the tendon, you have the muscle that helps you to flick your wrist. When the tendon becomes overloaded, to go left.
Let's go Whaley Bridge. Let's go through the bridge.
Whaley Bridge. Wally or Whaley?
Whaley,
We're going to go Whaley.
I believe it's Whaley. The locals pronounce it Whaley.
What's that? Is that forest there? Is that what is it?
There's the canal's just down there. So
have you done the one wheel down
canal? But I have.
Have you done the one wheel down the canal?
Yeah, I have. It's great.
Look at that.
Oh, canal, it's beautiful.
So where are we now? Are we in Whaley Bridge now? Are we
There
we go.
I did a chocolate party in Whaley Bridge not so long ago. Always have the one wheel with me. And it was like a Sunday, late at night, I had nothing on the roads. They closed the road further up because they were fixing the bridge or something. It was great. We went for a little ride around the village on the one wheel. It's like nobody here. It's like I've got the place to myself. I have little moments like that with the one wheel where it's just like, oh, this is amazing. So lucky to be alive like that.
That's definitely become you, hasn't it? The one wheel.
The one wheel is like a skateboard with one wheel.
Absolutely. You saw me wheel onto the dance floor on the award side, didn't you? Yeah. So it is an electric skateboard, and it's a bit of me time and fresh air, and it's got a self-balancing mechanism anyway. It's got great technology, but then there is a bit of a skill involved as well, but it's become second nature. And wherever I go, I might say to Kim, I'm just going to nip out for 20 minutes, and in 20 minutes I'll cover some ground, and I'll see things that I would never have known were there. Because I'm going down these little back streets. It's really cool.
I want to come back to that one wheel a bit later. There's something I want to specifically link in with.
So you're right there. You can go that way. Yeah. It's very cute.
Walkers everywhere.
Walkers.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Takeaways.
It's cute.
No,
There's some little restaurants in Whaley Bridge.
It's bigger than I thought, Whaley Bridge.
Yeah.
Just go around.
Reservoir, Is that the reservoir which burst its banks, if I got that wrong?
Possibly. I've been in Coombs Reservoir was my first cold water experience with.
Got to talk about that. Can we talk about that as well?
About cold water?
Oh, yes, please. Because I remember Dr. Sam mentioned about that, was it?
Yeah.
Putting your body
And when
into
you were
hypnosis.
talking before, Dr. Andre, about the cells and protecting the layer around the cell, is that right? Keeping that healthy?
Yeah.
Cold water does that? Is that right?
It's another one of those, what's its main benefit? I suppose its benefit is more neurological than anything else. So triggering vagus responses.
Okay.
The fancy word for, we're all driven, okay? And so we're all designed to fight and flight. That's adrenaline.
Yeah.
That's your sympathetic system. And we're designed to rest and digest. That is the parasympathetic system or the vagus system. And life is very much a balance between the two. Okay. If you're too sympathetic driven, it means you're too agitated, pulse is fast, blood pressure is too high, you don't sleep. If you're too vagally driven, then basically you're just a blob. You're hardly moving, low heart rate, low pulse. So there's this balance between the two always in the body. And so what you get from cold immersion is a huge vagal, an initial sympathetic one, which is a rush, and then a powerful, lasting vagal stimulation, which is calming, diminishing pulse rate, reducing blood pressure. And it's just stressful for the body. So long term, if you keep doing this, what's that doing? The body is thinking, oh, it gets cold a lot, much more than I thought. I better activate certain processes to protect against that. And then you wind up burning brown fat, losing weight. There's loads of benefits to it.
Oh, so really, the more long term you do it, the better it is for you.
Yeah. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, consistency is the key. It's another the health drive. There's something called the health drive 5. Okay, what number 1 is prevention better than cure. Number 2 is live an 80-20 life. Yeah. And the third one is what we were saying before. It was
eat chocolate.
I forgot what it was. What were we just saying? Just there.
Well, I know we were talking about the
cold.
5 pillars of smiling and
smiling.
No, but we'll come back to that. But essentially, the things which stress your body temporarily are a hugely beneficial. They're called hormetic, and whether it's exercise, sauna, cold, oxygen therapy, light therapies, they're all traumatic. You can't do them forever, you die. But in pulses, they are hugely beneficial in shocking the body into doing the next best thing.
So, but what you're saying, you've got to be consistent at it for the body to then say, I'm getting quite cold regularly here, so I'm going to have to build up. Well, there's a one only.
That's right. The body is all about signals.
Just ignore it. Yeah.
The body's all about signals. If you give it a consistent signal, it is so clever. It will start to adapt. Okay, so if you give it a regular signal that, my God, it's freezing cold, it will go, okay, well, I better burn things to create heat. And what will it burn? It'll burn some fat. Yeah. Okay, so it'll be very good for maintaining stable weight. Also, it's shocking.
Right through your life, 50s, 60s, 70s.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. The later you start, the more cautiously you start it. Yeah. Because again, you're giving an initial huge sympathetic charge, and that can send the heart into arrhythmias or shock. So you want to really just check your age, look at a useful website about cold immersion, and start it in a gradual. I started at Christmas time. I saw Nick do it. Yeah. And I went out and bought the same thing you had, Nick.
Oh, really?
And Christmas was Boxing Day. It was freezing. I went in. It was like a layer of ice on it, and you had to crack your way into it. And you're thinking, "Is this a good idea?" It's something really. But look at this. I mean,
beautiful.
Look at the hills down there. It's beautiful.
Good morning.
That's very good for the mind, isn't it? That's very good for the mind.
I think so.
For nature, just
even you look at that and drink that in.
It's a good idea going back by where
different route, isn't it? Yeah.
That's really good that you kind of talked about the ice bath, because I do that regularly. I did it this morning, but I understand now that your body it needs to be regular. So I do that regularly, and then I do probably once a week a lake swim as well. Yeah,
I think that's good for injury prevention too. I think that sort of cooling, rapid cooling after exercise is very, very good. Because running back to this idea about you can get hurt doing something new.
Yeah.
So someone hears, Nick's playing paddle, Ollie's playing paddle. I'll go on Sunday morning at 6 degrees Celsius, 7:30 after a heavy session, and I'll play this paddle thing. But injuries, because I've played paddle, and I didn't notice. I worked in sports medicine. I was doctor for Everton Football Club for 12 years. Oh, wow. So injury prevention is quite high in my level of thinking.
Of course,
And what I noticed was that where paddle is different is there is a degree of twist, because the ball goes behind you, but is still live.
Yeah.
And this is quite important. Okay, because normally when the ball goes past you, it's gone past you.
Yeah.
So you miss it, and that's it. You have to sort of turn around and go. But this is still live.
You can still go.
So you will maintain body tension, motor tension, muscle tension, while you then twist to see where it is.
Yeah.
And this imposes different forces that maybe your body hasn't seen for 10, 15 years.
This is cool, isn't
It's
it?
quite possible that you're not as bendy as you think when you get to 35, 40.
It's 360, isn't it? It's like...
That's right. Yeah.
Game,
And
it's
so
always in play. I mean, unless it's out of the court.
Now you'll
Technically,
learn.
You can go out the court.
Yeah. Now you'll learn as you play more. Nick, as Nick pointed, you will know. You start to anticipate that what the ball is doing when it goes past you, it'll come back because there's a wall behind you. So you learn that over time. But initially, you can literally twist your body around, like go running for it in the back when it's gone past you, and then twist again to come forward. So I think we can see that the Achilles is under some tension there. Hamstring is under tension. If you're twisting and falling, then cruciate is under. So I think some body preparation beforehand is useful.
Okay. What would you recommend?
Well, is it right? And you can tell me that you generally arrive for these games a few minutes ahead of time. Is that right?
Yeah.
So you're on course.
Say 10 minutes before.
10 minutes before. And you'll meet up and you'll sort of chat to each other. Sorry for the speed bumps. You'll chat to each other, catch up. I think that is slightly wasted time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that 10 minutes to stretch, to warm up, I think will be massively important. Okay. So I wouldn't arrive just bang on sort of court time, get on the court and play. I'd spend that 10 minutes stretching exercise. The 10 minutes watching and stretching is much better than 6 weeks watching because you can't play.
No, that's a good point.
So true. This is what I'm trying to do now, but I don't really know what I'm doing with stretching. I'm trying to stretch myself properly, but using techniques that maybe the physio, the guy that stretches, does
Jamie. Jamie Stretch Station or no?
The Simon Bartle's event. He was. Brilliant, wasn't he? Anyway, so I do my best. I do some stretching. Probably need to look into it better. But I think you're right, Dr. Andre. Use that time well. And afterwards as well, is it? Or...
Well, a warm down is useful. That's a classic thing missing from a lot of sports clubs in the years gone by. Was when I first started, it was almost play the game, come off the field, have a sausage sandwich as quick as possible. That was things have changed in that sense.
Yeah.
But I'd say the majority don't. I literally having a coffee before. It's like, do you fancy a coffee? And then you're just sitting down, like catching up. Yeah. It's not done. Or whether you feel that you'd be like, kind of like castigated.
Look a bit odd.
Keno as
like. Hello. Taking it very
shock.
You run that risk. You run the risk of looking slightly odd.
What's he doing?
Well, why is he stretching? It's just a friendly.
Yeah. No, but it should be. It's a good thing.
It wouldn't take much. It's not like it's the highest intensity exercise out there. Yeah. So, but I do think the little pre-warm up, stretch, just knowing your range, like teaching your body. We have this range today. The body doesn't know what the range is when it wakes up in the morning. So if you just go through all the full range, go on YouTube, just look at 5-minute warm up. You pick one up, you have it on your phone, put it down, just copy it. Dead easy.
Well, can you actually do it at home before leaving, or does it need to be just before you go?
Yeah, it's fine. It depends how far away you live.
Yeah, that's good. Are you playing in Sheffield?
If it's an hour, then it's just a distant by the time you get.
That's a very good point.
But those few minutes, I think, are certainly worthwhile. Because it is wonderful. Because there is a happiness to it, which I think, as you were saying before, that when you're exercising and having fun, it is an exercise. It's just simply pleasurable.
Yeah.
So if you can do that, I don't think paddle is the only exercise you should do. You were saying yourself, you need to do some more higher intensity to combine with that. I think that will help. Yeah. Will help the paddle as well.
I think that's a really good point. I think you must mix and try and do. I mean, what I try and do, I'm lapsed user for gyms, but every time I come out of the ice bath, I do 20 press ups, 20 sit ups, and do like 45-second plank. Just something, which is doing something else.
You're good.
But that's nothing really. But I guess amortized over a week, it's like 140 press-ups.
I mean, so some recent studies shown that really the benefits of high intensity exercise have been much underplayed. And in fact,
doing this. Give him a beak, Doc.
Give him a beak.
Right, yes.
He did it on the way there.
Yeah, you saw it. No,
That is the first time I've ever used the horn.
oh, wow.
I just can't believe I found it.
Yeah.
That was not, was,
What is it? Is this a Volkswagen? Is it?
Yes, the Volkswagen, it's an electric.
It's very nice.
It's
Really cool.
so lovely. It's a lovely place to be.
I love that this is your studio as well. That's amazing. Yeah,
It's great, isn't it?
I mean, if you're working away and you wanted to just record a podcast on the way to the event, you're using your time very productively there, aren't you?
And the strange thing is now, if ever I do static video, so I'm in the clinic and put the camera there and do video, I'm finding that much harder. It's almost like I'm so accustomed to the wheel and the driving, and that this is actually how now how I will perform.
It's more
and I
authentic,
find it
isn't
more
it?
difficult. I'm twitching too much in the studio, like I've got too much energy.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next point.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, yes, of course.
Is not so much too much energy, but the neurodivergence of ADHD.
Yes.
Okay, because you both are, I would say, energetic creatives. Can I use that phrase?
Which is probably another word for undiagnosed ADHD.
So,
which is fine. We've talked a lot about this on the podcast, and we haven't had any tested for ADHD. But the more you speak to people who have been diagnosed, and then people who haven't, but they think they probably have got ADHD, and the more you start to understand it, I've probably not been diagnosed because I think I don't want it to be my identity. I don't want it to be identical. And I actually think I'm at 41, I pretty much know myself and know the things that I need to do to manage my brain in such a way that I use these as things as like a superpower rather than a problem. And I think paddle is one of those things that really helps. And I think, as you say, being creative is, the thing that keeps me ticking and stuff.
Yeah.
But you understand the nuances of the science of this, so it's interesting to get your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think the essence of it is, and I used this phrase when we first met this morning, sort of wired to be wired is how you are. So there are genetic aspects of the brain which you can do nothing about.
Yeah.
Okay? Then there are some developmental issues which also feed into it, and then there's the world around us.
Yeah.
But essentially, you don't like boring stuff.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Sorry. Yeah. You're right.
I'll go past.
Yeah.
Drive to London. I'm
So-
listening to you.
I know,
So
it's great.
people normally do quite like routine. Okay, on the whole, people like to do the same sort of thing each day.
Is that because the brain likes a pattern?
Yes, it does, because it's a crucial survival aspect of.
Okay.
If you go back 100,000 years, more than that, patterns are important to every creature. Very few creatures just do different stuff every day. Okay, so we're designed to get a little dopamine nudge from repetitive issues. Okay, because that way you will then do the same thing. Food is there, so if I move in this direction to that food, I can find it each day, and there's a pleasure in doing that each day because there's this
Safety thing.
a safety net, totally. So, but if you're not quite wired that way, whereby the mundane, the routine, the repetitive does nothing. Okay, does not give the same dopamine hit at all,
Love that.
then you will be distracted to higher dopamine acts,
More attractive
interest
to that.
and you cannot get away from it. It's just so powerful to be driven away from the tick boxing, the 100 of these one after the other, to the flair. The artistry, the explosion, it's so powerful that you're driven away from things. And so, and unfortunately, the way the world has been built tends to be around routine. Okay, all the cars here, they're all going to where they should be going. Okay, the school kids are all doing what we're supposed to do. And the actual artistry, flair, do as you wish is minimized.
Yeah.
So therefore, environmentally, socially, this is now becoming more apparent, I think, is that we're actually people who struggle with those things.
Yeah.
And I think that was, if I said to you now, you can make 10 times the money you do from chocolatiering if you just simply sit in a room and tick boxes about chocolate.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. Okay. You probably wouldn't do it.
No.
You probably think, I can't even do that. There's no way I'll sit still. I'll run off and I just do. So there's no doubt that that's the difficulty that you face. Now that's me just saying what the essence of it is neurochemically, how it comes across for you guys, because I would say you are not ADHD to the point whereby you are functionally impaired.
No.
Okay, so you are, if it's a spectrum, you have features of this, and it's part of your character.
Yeah.
And how's best to turn around here? What do you think?
I would say continue a bit further down to the petrol station on the left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go always round. I think that's really interesting. So we don't like the mundane, and I think when we set the podcast up in June 25.
24?
24, my God, I'm thinking 24. We both like to delve into, we called it uncharted territories, didn't we? And we like to just try different things. That maybe that is that alchemy of trying to find that hit, isn't it? That dopamine hit. And
people that do different things and step outside of the box of what might be considered the norm. It's like, for me, I've not just wanted to be just a chocolatier. I wanted to be known as like a host or presenter or entertainer as well outside of that. And it's like you, MB, the family business, which wasn't where you started, but it's, we become, that becomes part of our identity, and then we look for other things that we might prefer to be identified as. Maybe it's something more entrepreneurial, independently as a gin brand or football agent, and we look for these little exactly.
Yeah. But then typically around here, if I'm in a coffee shop and then someone's introducing, I don't know, a friend to me, her friend or his friend, it'd be like, typically be like, oh, do you know Ricky Bianke? So it kind of normally it would be revert back to that, which is, I guess, back to my, not that I'm shunning that. I love that. I'm very proud of it, as you heard. I'm very proud of the history and the heritage, but I feel there's more layers to me. And but going back to that mundane, I am useless on mundane. I just can't do it. Just and it can get a block on looking at emails. I just God,
it can create great chaos. I mean, really. Because obviously things have to be applied for, they have to be completed, they have to be returned. All these things that we have in society, and that's not what you want to do. You don't want to sit down and do this thing.
Some people do. Some people
love it, mate. Some people love it. Most people do it, and they just do it. But if it is, no one likes to do anything they find truly painful. And if those things are truly, it's like that. I mean, if you think back to your school days, I bet you could think of a lesson or a class which you just dreaded because it was just this, and trying to keep your brain focused on this. When you're just whizzing here, you're daydreaming this idea, that idea, and being held to rote tasks. Difficult.
That you don't find interesting.
I struggle with anything longer than an hour, like me. Is that sort of
there's just 10 minutes left. All right.
No. Oh, this one, because I'm totally engaged with it. Like I said, if we were going to London, listening to your voice and just chatting with Chuck, I mean, this I could go bloody over on the tunnel. I could go to Paris. It doesn't matter.
Love it.
No, but in general, meetings, and I switch off. I get distracted.
You reach the threshold.
I can't stand 3-hour meetings to kill me.
Yeah.
But should the meeting be 3 hours? Is there any need
for
it?
No, I can't really imagine there's much to be gained from anything above 45 minutes. That's pretty much the attention span of even the greatest human ever.
So really, that's just a common trait.
I think that's often just more performative, or let's just not do work. Let's just keep this meeting going. I think even in the highest echelons of politics and things, if you can't make your point clearly with a solution and potential ramifications in 15, 20 minutes, you don't know your job, generally.
I remember, because I'm fascinated, big into politics, as Chuck knows, in 1997, I think it was 98, the Good Friday Agreement in Northern Ireland, and you're getting all those parties together, locked away for 4 nights, 4 days, 4 nights. I just don't think I'd be a good candidate for that. That would just be...
Chief Negotiator Bianke was not required.
Retired hurt after an hour.
Yes,
that would finish me off, I think.
But I think we're seeing more from the autism side to the ADHD side. I think we should respect people who genuinely suffer from the disorder, which is destroying their lives, and that's clearly, there is that level of severity. But it's good to recognise your strengths and your weaknesses and where you come from. And if this is not what you're best at, and you are, I wrote this down this morning, I thought you guys are not 9-to-5ers.
No.
Wouldn't that be a good way of describing it?
I was just thinking that. I was like, that would,
and that's not a critic. And given that the working day is historically 9 to 5, it was just engineered that way from Victorian era onwards.
It doesn't mean that we work less hours. It might mean that we work more hours, like 7 days a week. But it's doing what we want to do, isn't it? And when we want to do it.
Precisely. And the thought you put into an hour is what most people might put into 2 days worth of thought in terms of balancing creativity, imagining, creating.
So do you think it would be worthwhile, like, for example, for me, obviously, you know me, we've known each other for a long time, for me to be diagnosed or like, you think about medication, or do you think I'm better off doing what I'm doing?
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought no. Okay. A balanced no.
Yeah.
In that it really depends to what extent it is causing destruction.
Well, I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? If it's causing you a problem, then yes, but actually it's not.
No. If it's a recognition as to where you're weak and where you mess up, then no, I think that's just you recognise that.
Yeah.
If you look and you think this has destroyed my business and destroyed my relationship, and I'm now overwhelmed with anxiety and I don't know the way forward, then certainly. But I think mind work is always useful. I mean, it's always useful just to have yourself speak to people. This is the most amazing turn in here. I'll video from the outside.
Chocolate Street, High Lane.
It's easier this way, isn't it? Easier going right into it.
You've got to really want your chocolate.
It looks like you're just driving into someone's house. Literally.
Exactly. Driving through a gap between the houses.
And they'll make some noises now because it won't be happy.
You've got your wing mirrors as a guy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if they come off. They come off.
That's the worst.
Actually, I'm getting better at it now.
Exactly. So, trained.
And Mum and Dad in today? I thought they don't open on a Monday.
They don't usually, but now on the road to Christmas, they're in on a Monday now. Making as much as they possibly can. My sister's in 3 days a week, building stock.
Really?
Christmas is coming. And there's an amazing time for...
Definitely.
I think that there's Christmas chocolate, which is the milk variety, and there's January chocolate, which is the dark, when you're trying to live differently and find a different way.
That's very true.
So that was the final point we're making, I suppose. And that was that would you... it's down to the individual. If you think it's useful just to be... There's probably going to be some overdiagnosis going on. Some clinics make money if you decide to take medication. I don't think it's necessarily there yet, just on a brief chat. But if ever you thought that was approaching a difficulty, really getting in the way of the most crucial things in life, then you give me a shout. We can have that chat.
Absolutely.
So that would be something to go through.
It must help having Kim kind of managing you.
That's it. It's like you say, if you can play to your strengths and have somebody else do the stuff that you're not good at or that you don't want to do or that you put off and procrastinate over. And that's what Kim's doing. She's really enjoying keeping everything under control, in order. I just have to be in the right place at the right time. And
so partnerships are very, very important that way. And
definitely.
The great partner makes up for your weaknesses, doesn't it?
Exactly.
And it doesn't highlight them and make you feel bad about them. It just simply comes in and...
Everything clicks, the cog turns and all flows.
And then she knows, she's not going to put six chocolate parties in a day, for example. She's not, she's
going to give me some
she's going to give you some rest time.
That's important.
Very true. She understands my needs from like a dad and husband point of view and what I need. So she'll try and tailor it. So if I've got an event in Birmingham, like when I hosted Cake International, she came down with Romy and they stayed over one night. So it balanced it out. I got to spend Halloween night with them.
So that's lovely.
Yeah,
that's lovely.
Well, I had a great time.
Okay,
thank
you so much.
I thought it was lovely to share things. Lovely to, and again, we're looking to get some good messages across. That I think the messaging about the importance of exercise, of movement, of doing something whereby you feel it's fun and you connect and it's social. That's a brilliant thing to have locked in to everyone's life. That's fantastic. Balance it with some warm-up. Be wary of your body. Your body. Do other exercise too. And there's no one-size-fits-all there. That would be amazing. We learned about chocolate, health benefits, how you balance it, how you have your blowouts, and maybe darker chocolate for times when you're thinking more health related.
Yeah.
And then just all about thought processes. About if you are someone who struggles to focus on things which are the more mundane, repetitive, you may lean towards the ADHD side of things. It's not an illness, it's just you're wired to be wired. And that's beautiful, and we need those people. They are the artists, they are the creatives, they are the entrepreneurs. Maybe 9 to 5, not for them. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Is there?
No.
Nothing wrong with
80-20, baby.
80-20.
Totally.
And we've discovered Dr. Andre has the calm app voice, the calmest, soothing,
Well, don't stay
dulcet
awake.
tones.
Can't wait to listen to this.
Just love it. Just in a really calm
I'm
state.
going to finish off by reading you guys The Three Bears.
Okay.
Okay.
Love that.
We'll leave it there. Okay. Thanks, thank you. Ollie.
Dr. Andre.
So how great were Ollie and Nick? I really enjoyed chatting to them. We got into a deep dive on chocolate, probably deeper than I thought. And that take-home message that you can eat dark chocolate for a health kick and just minimize the other form of chocolate, which is there to be enjoyed in moderation. If you're starting a new sport like paddle, I think it's good to have a good warm-up, a good warm-down, and make sure you know something about the technique of these sports to avoid repetitive stress injuries. And if you have ADHD or think you may have ADHD, think carefully about whether a diagnosis is necessary, about whether you may have a simple superpower which you need to just to adjust to and get some support with. It's not always, it's not an illness. It is in some ways a superpower where you're wired to be wired. Please keep watching The Health Drive. Catch up the next episode very soon.